Alright, continuing my conversation about FASB statement number 3. They were talking about how companies will estimate costs and expenses during interim periods. Maybe you could show an example of how they would estimate costs and expenses of various items in an interim period. They were talking about how they would not have time to perform extensive reviews of individual inventory items. Maybe you could illustrate that. And they were talking about long-term contracts, which is something that I know very little about. Maybe you can shed some light on these long-term contracts and how they would be accounted for in interim periods. Okay. And income tax calculations, how this would be impacted during an interim period. Now, I know that when you're talking about a lawnmower company, they won't make as many lawnmowers in the wintertime as they will in the summertime, or perhaps they will make fewer lawnmowers in the summertime because they've already built up their inventory over the wintertime. So the costs on the wintertime would be a little more, prevalent than they would be in the summertime. Something like that. Because, when you think about a lawnmower company, of course they're going to build up their inventory over the wintertime and then sell off that inventory over the summer. So it would be more likely that they would build a ton of lawnmowers in the wintertime in preparation for the spring, and then as they start headed for fall, of course they're not going to produce as many because they've already got a massive inventory to sell. And if they kept producing at the same rate in the fall as they would the winter, well, then they have a real tough time getting them sold off over the winter time. See what I mean? And they'd probably lose money doing that. So I'm thinking that's where they're coming along the lines of. The more lawnmowers you produce, the more costs you incur. Alright? Now just bear with me for a second. Okay, how would the disposal of a segment of your business affect an interim financial statement? That's a very big thing that needs to be covered. Or how about if your business suddenly catches on fire? Well, how would that affect your interim financial statements in one particular period, and then how would it affect it in the rest of the periods throughout the year? Because, fires do happen in businesses. A tornado just comes through, rips your business apart. That's going to have an effect on your interim financial statement. And I'll continue this in my next video. I will tell you more in that video. Stay tuned.